This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us tonight. Our top story this evening, the Florida Department of Education has just released grades for school districts in the state, and both the Sarasota and Manatee County school districts have a lot to be happy about. ABC7's Rick Adams is joining us live from the Sarasota County School District building with more on these results. Rick.
Hey, Haley, there's some great news with all this. Both school districts did very well. The results for the 2016-2017 school year are in, and they have a lot of folks smiling. For the 14th year in a row, Sarasota County received an A grade from the state, while Manatee County improved from a C to a B. Kanani Kekahuna is a parent of two students who attend elementary school in Sarasota. She's thrilled to hear that her children's school, as well as the entire school district, received the highest grade possible.
Education is #1 for me with my kids, and they know that. And so to have them at the school, I'm confident that while I'm working away from school, they're getting the education that I'm counting on for them.
27 schools in Sarasota County received an A, with one getting a D. Alta Vista Elementary School in Sarasota is one of the many schools to get an A.
We are so excited. It took a tremendous amount of work by so many people working together, collaborating.
Dr. Todd Bowden, Superintendent of Schools for the Sarasota County School District, tells us what he believes is behind the district's continued success.
We live in an outstanding community that has entrusted us with additional resources that other school districts just don't have. And there's no substitute for that high-quality interaction that takes place on a day-to-day basis between our teachers and students.
In Manatee County, 14 schools received A's and 11 had D's, and there were no F's. This after 3 of the schools had F's just a year ago. Manatee County School Superintendent Dr. Diana Green says she's happy to see the tremendous progress in her school district.
We're excited about the growth that our students are making with our state assessment. It is indeed a win for our entire community.
School districts in the state of Florida are graded on 11 different criteria, including test scores and graduation rates. And by the way, the Sarasota County School District is one of 10 in the state to get an A. Reporting live from Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. The latest grades show schools throughout the state are improving. The preliminary grades show more than 950 schools received A grades and only 43 schools earned an F grade. Compared to last year, the number of A grades grew by 7%, while F grades dropped dramatically. This is the third set of grades largely determined by the Florida Standards Assessment. It is a high-stakes test that is based primarily on those Common Core standards. On the Suncoast, drivers can now fill up a tank of gas for less than $2 a gallon in some locations. Speedway on 87th Street East in Bradenton has the cheapest gas in the area at $1.98 per gallon. In Sarasota, it's just a penny more at Costco at the Sarasota Square Mall. The Suncoast is seeing some of the cheapest gas prices in Florida, with the state average sitting at $2.16 per gallon. According to AAA, 44 million people are expected to travel this upcoming July 4th weekend, and 88% of them will be taking the roads and taking advantage of this cheap gas.
There's a lot of U.S. gas coming around.
I am loving it. It's great because I'm so used to paying like $40 to fill my tank. Now I can just cut it in half and do 20.
At the beginning of the year, Suncoast gas prices were almost 50 cents per gallon higher than they are now. And of course, many employees have off next Tuesday for Independence Day. Some of that means closures throughout Sarasota and Manatee counties. All public libraries will be closed on Independence Day. All trash and recycling collections will be postponed. Government offices will also be closed. G.T. Bray Recreation and Skate Parks in Manatee County will be closed, but Blackstone Skate Park will be open. SCAT and MCAT buses will not operate. The Anna Maria and Siesta Breeze trolleys will operate along with the Manatee Beach Express because, of course, they anticipate a lot of people will be traveling, Bob, to the beaches on 4th of July. I'm sure it will be crowded.
Yeah, and checking out the fireworks later on, too, in the evening. And we'll have to dodge some storms. There'll certainly be some around, and some areas will get some heavy rain, while others won't get at all, any rain at all. This is an interesting tower cam shot. Time lapse of just an hour at around 6:40 this evening until around 7:50 or so. And you'll watch this line coming on in. This is a gust front, or these outflow boundaries I talk about. And as it moves through, look at these storms building up in towering cumulonimbus as that front rolls on through out into the Gulf of Mexico. So kind of an interesting phenomenon that's set up. We had what looked like a water spout, but not really. To the north of us we did in Hudson, just north of the Pinellas County area. The storms are all gone now. Again, it looks like things are quieting down, as it's pretty typical for this time of year. After midnight, everything shuts down. But currently we're looking at generally fair skies, still 76 out there, but an east wind makes it feel a bit more comfortable with the rain-cooled air around, and the pressure 30.09 inches. That's high. That continues to rise right now. Temperatures up and down the state into the mid-70s to upper 70s. Right now, 79 in Anna Maria, 76 at Mayaca City, 76 in Arcadia, and 77 now into Northport, and 79 in Inglewood. We'll have more on our forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Bob. After a 10-day investigation, troopers made an arrest in a hit-and-run crash in Sarasota County. Jorge Martinez is charged with leaving the scene of 2 crashes on June 17th, driving with a suspended license, careless driving, and failing to provide insurance. Florida Highway Patrol troopers say Martinez was driving behind a car on I-75 near the exit for Clark Road, changing lanes several times. His Chevy Cruze hit the car, which traveled onto the grass median and hit a tree. The driver and passenger in that car sustained minor injuries. Troopers say Martinez left the scene and was then involved in another crash that same day near University Parkway and Cattleman Road. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office is investigating several vehicle burglaries. They happened in the Willow Walk subdivision off of Mendoza Road in Palmetto. Sheriff's deputies are searching for the men involved, and they remind drivers to be vigilant and always lock your car. A happy ending for a bald eagle on the Suncoast. A volunteer rescuer with the Wildlife Center of Venice found a bald eagle on the ground in Placida, and a deputy with the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office helped bring it in for evaluation and rehabilitation. A Nokomis vet found there were no injuries to the bones, but the bird was very thin. The Wildlife Center released the bald eagle back into the wild today, is what you're seeing here, at the location where it was found, with hopes that it will reunite with its mate and family. Good luck. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, the next time you fly, what changes you may see when it comes to electronics, including laptops. It wasn't cocaine, but rather a non-narcotic and completely legal product that caused a man to spend 3 months in jail. How this mix-up happened.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Belt Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Knott in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live at the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
Florida's coral reefs are declining. Bad news for our oceans and marine life. Fortunately, you can help, and you don't have to dive, you just have to drive. When you purchase Moat's Protect Our Reefs license plate, $25 goes directly to Moat Marine Laboratory, whose research, restoration, and conservation programs are helping this precious natural resource thrive once again. So get your Moat Protect Our Reefs license plate today. You just might hold the key to saving Florida's reefs.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Well, Bob, I know your message to everyone is we better just get used to the heat.
Right.
It's here to stay. So
yes. We're not gonna see any cold fronts anytime soon. The only time it may get cooler is if a tropical system were to develop and then draw a lot of northwest flow behind it as it exits to the right. But generally,
we don't really want that, though.
No, temperatures in the low 90s. You want to go vacation somewhere for a week, get away.
Up north.
Yeah, up north for a while. Get some cooler weather, right? Viewer photos sending this one in. Art Conforti, who's a regular contributor, showing that line of showers that blew up along the coastline there. A nice shot just before the sun was setting. And Nokomis, Corey Long getting another nice shot. And the clouds kind of came in and disrupted that sunset tonight, but not too much. A Lakewood Ranch webcam showing a pretty nice afternoon. Partly cloudy skies, and that easterly wind flow eventually did bring some showers even into Lakewood Ranch at Town Center. The showers and storms are gone now, and we'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Well, in the satellite imagery, we can see basically a lot of clouds out there in the Gulf of Mexico. We shouldn't worry too much about that, although it looked rather ominous there. We were anticipating that area to move basically to the north of us. And we should see some of the high clouds maybe move in tomorrow, but not much. The rain is gone. Some false echoes there now, but generally we're looking for fair skies overnight. 76 right now. The dew point is at 73. We have an east wind at 6 and the pressure 30.09 inches. It's pretty high, and that continues to rise. The high today was warm one, 92 degrees. Our average high at 89, and the record high 96 set back in 1998. Well, no rainfall officially at the airport, at least up until around 7 o'clock. We had a few brief showers around town, and 79 in Parrish. Waterleaf had some rainfall today. The Meadows at 76 and 78 in Osprey. Actually, Plantation now at 78, and Port Charlotte at 77 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast looks similar to today. I think we'll have a little bit more rain, though, in the afternoon and evening, basically starting anywhere after 3, 4 o'clock, and then picking up in intensity right around 6 to 7, and then finishing up after 9. Well, we have a zonal pattern to the north, meaning west to east flow. There's no big drop, and that means there's no cool air on the way for us. And things are starting to moderate a bit over the Great Lakes. After a couple of cool days, things will start to warm back up a little bit. And there's that moisture moving into the lower Mississippi Valley. Temperatures into the 60s and 70s now from North Dakota all the way over to Boston, where it's 69 and 73 in Cleveland, 83 in St. Louis, 83 in Dallas, and still at 104 in Phoenix. And the weather forecast is calling for winds out of the southeast turning to the west at 5 to 10 knots. Now, seas will be 1 to 2 feet. In the forecast for boaters, we have the big races taking place this weekend. Seas and winds are not going to be all that strong. They'll be less than 2 feet both days, and a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature, a warm 88 degrees, and that's pretty much what the high at the beaches will be. We'll see low 90s east of the interstate. The UV index will be high at a 10. Now, tides upcoming for Sarasota Bay look like this. A low tide at 11:26, and a sunrise will be at 6:38. Sunset will be at 8:29. Forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies. Scattered storms are over for the most part. 76 expected low temperature, which is a couple degrees above average. And then tomorrow, we'll have partly cloudy skies, scattered afternoon storms, and that lightning will be around like we saw today. High temperatures in the low 90s. Southeast winds turn to the west at 5 to 10. Let's take a look at the extended forecast as we head into the holiday weekend. 50% chance of storms for much of the rest of the week, and then a 60% chance on Sunday and Monday afternoon and evening storms only, it looks like, with high temperatures close to seasonal averages. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. The Department of Homeland Security is updating its efforts to protect flyers from threats posed by laptops and other large electronic devices arriving from some overseas airports. ABC's Maggie Rulli has more.
The Department of Homeland Security says you can keep carrying your laptop and other large electronic devices on flights into the U.S. as long as your airline plays by the new stringent guidelines.
We cannot play international whack-a-mole with each new threat. Instead, we must put in place new measures across the board to keep the traveling public safe and make it harder for terrorists to succeed.
The new global standard for security includes enhanced screening for passengers, large personal devices, and the area around the aircraft.
With this announcement, we send a clear message that inaction is not an option. Our enemies are adaptive, and we have to be adaptive as well.
The new security measures will affect around 2,000 flights a day at 280 airports across 105 countries. The initial emergency order banning laptops on flights from certain countries came in response to intelligence gathered by the Department of Homeland Security that linked ISIS to a potential terror attack using explosives in laptops on U.S.-bound flights. The UK implemented a similar ban.
DHS clearly has used the current threat environment and concerns being raised by air carriers about a laptop ban to put in place stronger security measures.
But authorities stress that if airlines do not comply with these new stricter security standards, the ban will go back into effect, and warn that some airlines could even see their flights into the U.S. suspended. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
A cybersecurity researcher may have discovered a way to stop the ransomware that has been infecting computers worldwide. An American researcher discovered what he describes to ABC News as a temporary immunization to inoculate computers from a fast-moving virus that freezes files and then demands a ransom payment to unlock them.
If you pay, you get your data back. Sometimes they just take your money and move on.
The virus, believed to have originated in Ukraine, is aimed at a vulnerability in Windows operating systems. After another cyber attack in June, Microsoft has offered a security patch, but many companies and individuals have neglected to install it. To protect your computer from ransomware attacks, experts say keep the security on your computer up to date, back up your data, and never open attachments from people you don't know. The Republican health care bill is undergoing a revision in the Senate after GOP leaders announced that they would not hold a vote on the bill this week. Republican leaders pulled their bill, which they wanted to bring to the floor before the July 4th recess. After that announcement, the number of GOP senators publicly voicing opposition nearly doubled. Now, at least 9 defectors. Republicans cannot afford to lose that many, no more than 2. Despite that, President Trump remains optimistic about the prospects of passing this legislation.
We'll see what happens. We're working very hard. We've given ourselves a little bit more time to make it perfect. That's what we want to do. I think this has a chance to be a great health care at a reasonable cost.
It may be an uphill battle. According to a new Marist poll, the Senate bill is supported by just 17% of Americans. Even among Republican faithfuls, support for this version of the repeal and replace still lags at just 35%. Drywall is the reason a man spent 3 months behind bars. A false positive test result of drywall powder led the police to arrest a Florida man for possession of cocaine. Ty Russell has that story.
I had no cocaine. I had no drugs.
But Oviedo police say Carlos Cash had a white substance believed to be drugs on his driver's seat and the floor underneath it when he was pulled over back in March.
I know for a fact it was drywall because I'm a handyman, and I said that continuously during the arrest stop.
The arrest report shows Cash was initially pulled over for driving without lights. The sergeant then saw Cash was on probation for marijuana and cocaine charges from December of 2015, which he pleaded no contest.
Look at my record. I plead. If I get in trouble, I'll plead to it.
Cash was then placed in handcuffs after the teletype system, which gets records from the criminal justice system, showed he was out after curfew. Hours later, police learned their system wasn't up to date and Cash wasn't breaking curfew. But while Cash was in the back of a patrol car, a drug detection K-9 unit arrived and signaled there were drugs in the car, and the sergeant field tested what he believed to be crack cocaine and marijuana. When those tests came back positive, Cash went to the Seminole County Jail.
I sat there 90 days knowing I was innocent.
Since Cash was accused of violating probation, he wasn't allowed to bond out. But as soon as the Florida Department of Law Enforcement test was completed in May, it revealed no drugs were in his car. Cash just walked out of jail last week.
This is what I want to stop. I don't want this to happen to nobody else.
Well, sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Now more than ever, it's important that you see this. I've been asking Director Comey and others from the beginning of my administration to find the leakers in the intelligence community. Which is, that's like OJ trying to find the real killers, right? I mean,
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
It's a star-spangled 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. With 2.5 acres, Bacon's is Southwest Florida's largest furniture showroom. Beautiful furniture in any style, for any budget, with savings of 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the store. Celebrate your independence with extra savings on all Flex Steel furniture. Come see why Bacon's is voted the #1 place to buy furniture year after year. The 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Looking for something fun to do on a Friday night? Then come to Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Enjoy free live music, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Meet up with friends, enjoy activities for the kids, or make it a special date night. And be sure to stop by the ABC7 booth and say hello. Mark your calendars for Music on Main, first Friday of the month, 6 to 9 at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by ABC7 and these sponsors. Explore amazing merchants on the Suncoast. Find great prices, products, and services. Go to mysuncoast.com to buy local today.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Now, sports.
After a win last night in Pittsburgh, the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Pirates once again tonight. Scoreless at the top of the first, Evan Longoria hits an RBI double off of Ivan Nova. Tampa scores. It's 1-0. Bottom of the first, Pirates lead 2-1 at this point. Ellis Diaz hits an RBI single off of Blake Snell. 2 score, and the Pirates take a 4-1 lead. Not a great game for the Rays tonight. The Pirates win on home turf in the Berg 6-2. The Rays will stay in Pittsburgh for another game to finish out that series tomorrow night. The Florida Gators making history. Last night's win against LSU marks the baseball team's first national championship. And Florida joins Michigan, Ohio State, and UCLA as the only schools in history to win men's football, basketball, and baseball national championships. Today, the Gators return to Gainesville as champions. Fans lined up in their blue and orange as the team arrived. Head coach Kevin O'Sullivan describes what it took to become national champions.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, we're a gritty group. We've won a lot of one-run games, and I think when it was all said and done, I don't even know if we had a hitter hit 300 this year. But they hit when it counted. We pitched when it mattered most, and we took a couple chances and gambles out there, and it seemed to pay off.
University of California, Berkeley is just one football championship away from joining that elite list. You may remember the Chicago Cubs visited the White House when President Obama was still in office. Now they are back in Washington. Some members of the team and Cubs manager Joe Maddon stopped by to visit President Trump before the team's game against the Washington Nationals. Maddon also spoke with young Republicans during his visit to the Capitol. As for the game, the Nationals beat the Cubs 8-4. A basketball breakup. The New York Knicks parting ways with president of basketball operations Phil Jackson. Jackson won 11 NBA championships as coach of the Chicago Bulls and LA Lakers, but did not approach similar success with the Knicks. During his 3 seasons with the team, the Knicks had a combined record of 80 wins and 166 losses, among the worst in the league. That's a look at sports. We'll have our lotto numbers right after this.
I love big bling for little Ching. That's why I only wear Spectralite diamonds from Created Gems, or I wear nothing at all.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
This year's Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix will feature 2 full days of racing off Lido Beach on July 1st and 2nd. Meet race teams up close during the Boats on Main downtown block party on Friday, June 30th. Don't miss the Grand Prix Fan Fest on July 1st and 2nd, where you can see race boats launch and watch the races live from under a large tent. There will be music, food, fan zones, and vendors. VIP race day viewing tickets are available at SarasotaPowerboatGrandPrix.org.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Don't hate me because I'm blingable. Get your bling on with affordable Spectralite diamonds exclusively at Created Gems in Gold and Silver, where you always get big bling for little Ching.
Check out this video of Jake the Diamond Dog. The Golden Retriever delivers baskets of bottled water to the umpires at the Fort Wayne Tin Caps games. And according to the Major League Baseball website, Jake also helps minor league teams and umpires all across the country. He also has served as an honorary bat boy. How cute with his little tail wagging.
The diamond dog. Like
The
that.
diamond dog. See, golden retrievers are great at these kind of things.
Right.
My dogs, I would not, they're very
Trust them to
smart,
make
but
go
I would
run.
not trust them to complete those tasks
They
that
might go running
calmly.
off a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, they might. Yeah.
They were stars last week.
They
yeah.
were. They were very calm,
missed it,
actually. So
absolutely.
maybe I'm underestimating.
That's right.
Well, we hope you have a wonderful night, and we will see you back here tomorrow.